How your lawn looks says a lot about you, so put your lawn care maintenance into the hands of someone who really cares. They're reasonable, experienced, reliable, licensed, and insured. They are Top-Notch Lawn Care of Toledo, Ohio. Commercial and residential services are available all year long. Call or text them today for a free estimate. Top-Notch Lawn Care of Toledo, Ohio, 419-708-0005. Top-Notch Lawn Care of Toledo, Ohio.
Hi, this is TV comedy impressionist Christopher G from the other side of the pond saying hi, and I love the Queen Silvy show.
Today on the Queen Silvy Show, with 15 years experience in the fitness industry. She's a fitness and wellness coach, holistic health coach, and the founder of Intuitively Fit 360. Live from Los Angeles, California, Carmen, Miranda.
Welcome to the Queen Silvy Show. Tune in at 11, good laugh, good vibe, that's for sure. Get smooth with Tim, get smooth with Tim. They have you rolling like you popped the pill. Once you hear the show, you ain't gonna want it to end. Get creative with the sounds you can make with your mouth. Reaching all over the world, Queen Silvy in the house. Award-winning show at the #1 spot, look out. It's the Queen Silvy Show. 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 It's the Queen Silvy Show.
Hi, this is Joe Mass. You are listening to the Queen Silvy Show. You are now part of the royalty.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live, it's time for the silky smooth sounds of Smooth Tim and Her Majesty herself, Queen Silvy.
Hey, it is Smooth Tim, and thank you for dropping in on another terrific Tuesday on the multiple award-winning Queen Silvy Show. It is now my absolute pleasure to bring to you the world's sexiest granny, everybody's favorite comedian, the Queen herself, Queen Silvy.
And now, ladies...
I already did that one. Sorry about that, Queen.
That's quite all right. Keep it coming. I'll
Okay.
take it off. Yeah, baby. Hey, yes, it is me, Queen Silvy of the multiple award-winning The Queen Silvy Show. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are in this great world today. I hope you are ready to learn, to get inspired, to motivate, and make a difference for yourself, because you can do this. Smooth, how are you today?
I am doing terrific on this Tuesday, Queen, and might I ask, how are you doing?
As always, I'm supercalifragilistic.
Expialidocious, I suppose, is 24/7, 365.
Right.
Queen Silvy, you're
I
just
know.
simply
Amazing. I know. True that. I am amazing. But you are amazing. Smooth, you are amazing, as well as our amazing guests and announcements for today.
You know what? As you said right at the top, we're going to have a wellness expert out there to help everybody.
That's right.
So she's out there to guide you to healthy.
Well, she's helping women, but I mean, men, come on. Make a difference, too.
You can get on the train, too. Why not?
I ain't no hating.
Yeah, Carmen Miranda's going to be our guest, as
That's
you
right.
said. Hey, also, as always, our hearts and prayers are going out to the world, as there's all kinds of things going on, and as we always say, faith over fear.
That's right.
You will get through this. If you would like to put us into your prayer chain, hey, drop us a line. Get onto our website. You're going to see it scrolling at the top of the screen, different ways to get a hold of us. Importantly, go to www.thequeensylvyshow.com. Go ahead and get onto our contact tab, and we'll keep in contact with you. Let us know what's going on and help support you as much as we can. Also, because you are worth it, Foxy 5 Jewelry, it is sassy, elegant, and affordable, fashionable jewelry and accessories for you and or that someone special. Go ahead and get a hold of Monica Wright on Facebook and or visit her website, www.foxy5jewelry.com. Another way to keep up with the Queen and myself is to go to our YouTube channel. Right, Queen?
That's right,
That's right, Queen. That's right, Smooth. Anyhow, there's all kinds of content there, all three of our shows, as well as some other projects that the Queen and I are working on. So as you get onto YouTube, just simply drop into the search engine, The Queen Silvy Show. You'll get us. And while you're there, hey, please subscribe. Also, as seen in the commercial earlier, how your lawn looks says a lot about you. So put that lawn care maintenance into the hands of a professional who really cares. Top-notch Lawn Care of Toledo, Ohio. They have commercial residential services available all year long. Give them a call, 419-708-0005. From last week's show, the United Kingdom, the United States, New Zealand, Jamaica, Ireland, Dominican Republic, and Canada. Thank you for dropping on in. We greatly appreciate you.
We certainly do.
The show.
In fact, if you're watching this live, hey, I want you to know Smooth and myself, we love and appreciate you. And if you're watching this later on our archive, Smooth,
our love is everlasting.
Damn right. Our love is everlasting. We love and appreciate you as well. On this terrific Tuesday, the Queen Silvy Show. You know I'm fasting right now, so you know I'm going to be ready to grow up a little bit later. But right now, I am energetic. I am ready to go to share some great information for you women, but we're not hating men. Men can take this information and pass it to their girl, too. I mean, there's a lot of things you can get out of this day's show. But before we do, I want you to know the lines are open. You're more than welcome to call in and ask our guest a question, give a shout-out, or holler at Smooth or myself. That number is 817-602-0577. That is the number to the Queen Silvy Show. Before I get things going with my beautiful and talented guest, what I'd like to do at this moment is I'd like to share some motivational words from the Queen Silvy Show to you. Confidence. Woo. If you have it, you can make anything happen and look good. People who repeatedly attack your confidence and your self-esteem, hey, they are quite aware of your potential, even if you're not. I mean, it's not important what other people believe about you. It's only important what you believe about yourself. So make yourself a priority. Believe in yourself. And know that strength is the understanding of the power of your perception. And if with the right mindset, listen, nothing can take you down. That's right. And those are some motivational words from the Queen Silvy Show to you. Yeah, baby. I said, yeah, baby. I do have shout-outs there saying, Sylvia, are you going to shout me out? Yes, I'm going to shout you out, but I'm going to shout you out a little bit later. I want to get things going, get the conversation going with my guest today with over 15 years experience in the fitness industry, helping women realistically and enjoyably sustain wellness practices in their day-to-day lives. Hey, if you've been struggling to maintain your energy or struggling to release and keep weight off for long term, check out today's guest. Live from Los Angeles, California. She's a fitness and wellness coach, the founder at Intuitively Fit 360. I introduce to you live right now, Carmen Miranda. Hi, Carmen.
Hi.
How are you today?
Thanks for having me. I'm very, very well. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time being here on the show. We know time distance around the world as we have guests from around the world, and you are like morning right now. And so I
Yeah, it's
appreciate
like
you.
nine something in the
Yeah,
morning.
so hey, I appreciate that indeed. But let's begin with you. Tell me your personal journey and what inspired you to get into the fitness industry.
So yeah, that's a long one. No, but let's get into it. Honestly, if you were to ask me 20 years ago if I'd be in the fitness industry, I'd look at you crazy. You know what I mean? I didn't even know that I would find myself here. It's one of those things that just kind of fell into my lap. I have a dance background. I danced like all of my young teenage to young adult life and loved it. And realized that, at one point I thought I wanted to make that a career, but then I noticed when it was time to get in there and do the auditions and stuff, it stopped becoming fun for me. So then I was like, well, dance is off the table for a career.
Right?
So, yeah. So in my early 20s, I was like, all right, so what's next? What am I going to do? And I was taking jobs here and I was bartending. And then I found myself working at a gym as a front desk receptionist. And from there, the training managers and stuff that worked there were like, Carmen, you know how to move the body, you're a dancer, so on and so forth. Like, why don't you get into training? Let's help you. So I'm like, okay, cool. So they took me on the floor, taught me how to train. I got certified and all that stuff. And at first I was taking it as a job. But
Mm-hmm.
then I really started to learn more about the importance of health and wellness and self-care, and I started to really create relationships and connections with the people that I worked with, and really started to support them and see the power and the impact in really taking accountability for self and being able to be a support system and in partnership with people to help them do that for themselves. So something that ended up becoming like, oh, I'm just going to do this for a little bit became my thing for 16 years. I went from like working in gyms to, creating my own business around it and then rebranding over time as my own perspective around the fitness and wellness industry changed and how my personal experiences around fitness and wellness shifted. So it's been quite the journey. We can even go deeper into that. But, just to answer that first question, how did I even get into it? That's where it started. And it's shape shifted many times over the last like 15, 16 years.
But have you ever experienced a lack of energy or went through a weight loss issue before?
Yeah. So for me, getting into, I've always been, I will say genetically on the thinner side, if you will. But when I got in the fitness industry and really started to learn about exercise and started to learn about nutrition and stuff, if I'm being completely honest with you, there are a lot of misconceptions out there about what it means to be fit and healthy. Even in the industry, in the media, you see it plastered everywhere. You should have this specific body, you should look like this, like,
Mm-hmm.
you're comparing yourself to people constantly. And as a fitness trainer, like someone in the industry, I had this idea, as well as many people had this idea of like, in order to get clients or to be able to call yourself a fitness trainer, you should look like six pack abs, like, like you should look like what's on like the magazines and things
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
And so in the beginning, I took that at face value. And then I went from trying to learn how to be healthy and fit and what that means. And I had a whole different idea of what that was from people's opinions from the outside world. And I started to have my own body image issues, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And so I found myself doing what I would call gym culture, like dieting and exercising, where I was like, constantly cutting calories, like constantly measuring every single thing. I was killing myself in the gym. It wasn't even fun. And then, I was doing all this work and, you know, having all these changes happen in my body, but my mind wasn't in connection with that. So I couldn't even enjoy and see, all the stuff that I was doing for myself. And it wasn't even fun. So, in my own experience of being disconnected from, my truth and who I was and my own power and awesomeness and my disconnection from knowing what's healthy and right for me as opposed to what the outside world is saying and expecting. I It took me into a bit of a depression and a bit of a like, an overwhelm, and do I even want to do this, and how am I teaching this? This doesn't feel true. So I kind of went on my own spiritual journey to reconnect with myself, to see what it means to be me, and how do I show up in my world? How do I show up in my industry? How do I show up in the health for myself? And, it's been a journey. It's still an ongoing journey. But what I really learned was that, we know what we need for ourselves. Our self awareness and our intuition will lead us to the way and tell us what we need for ourselves. And, for me, it took me to trust that I'm allowed to move and exercise in a way that feels juicy for me. It doesn't have to look like a certain thing. I started to learn how to, instead of calorie count and meticulously do things and protein shakes and all this stuff, I started to really learn what it means to eat in a way that is nutritious to me, that feels good to me, that provides me with energy. And I learned to shift my mindset around what it means to be healthy and well. And it doesn't have to look like something that's outside there. It means me being energetic, it means me being strong, and it means me feeling good in my body for me. So that has been a journey. And as I learned how to shift my own perspective, and as I started working with hundreds of women and seeing that they also were going through this shame and
Right.
this guilt spiral because they're trying to be something that they really don't want to be, or that they're not, my messaging changed in my business. And it kind of goes against the grain a little bit, but and it's not maybe that sexy six-pack ab idea of
Well, that's what
losing
we
weight in
need,
4
though.
weeks.
That's what
Right.
people need. You just exhibited
Yeah.
what people need to realize, and that's we're all human. It's
Right.
okay to come through something and get stuck, but you need to figure out the solution to it.
That's right.
In helping women, and in helping your clients, Carmen, you help them release the stubborn pounds and revise that energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, from your experience in your years with your business, what's some
Mm-hmm.
common mistakes that women make in regards to their health and their wellness?
Well, some common mistakes that women make is they're not learning to understand their own body's needs, and not learning to understand themselves, or trusting themselves, or asking themselves certain questions. What a lot of women, people in general, the mistakes that they make is that they're looking for outside advice, or
Mm-hmm.
getting on every different diet that you can think of, and then
Mm-hmm.
that ends up screwing up people's metabolism. It When you're using the outside tools, because there are great outside sources of information. Let's be serious, I'm a coach, I give people information as
Right.
well.
Right.
But when you're not doing that emotional mental work, and figuring out, why am I having emotional eating issues? Why can't I control my eating? Like, why am I feeling like I don't want to exercise? When you're not asking yourself those inner questions, and trying to get in contact with who you are and what you need as an individual, and you're taking everyone else's information for face value and trying it on, that's where people start and stop things, because those plans were not made with the individual person in
Hey, you
mind.
know what? Everybody's out there trying to make it. I always say a squirrel trying to get a nut. You mean
Right.
businesses out here trying to make it, and you get some that's false advertisement. You have people
Right.
that, like you said, the magazines. Oh, I want to be like this, and everybody is different. I know that
Right.
95% of diets fail, and most people is going to regain that weight right back,
That's
and it's
right.
because of what you say. You don't know yourself. Everything doesn't work for everyone. I know that one of the many factors is our metabolism, which
Right.
varies from person to person. And it's the process in which your body converts that food that you've
Mm-hmm.
eaten into energy. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. That's right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we all want a good mood. We want a better sleep. We want to not deal with anxieties. We want to have a good blood sugar level. So tell me this, Carmen, true or false? I'm going to pop a couple true and false in for you, and you can be the expert and elaborate for me if it will. But to lose
Yeah.
weight, what you eat is more important than how much you exercise. True or false?
I would say that's true. Yeah.
Anything you want to say about that?
Yeah. Well, it's a combination of both for sure. But you can't. What they say is you can't outrun a bad diet. You know what I mean? Like, yes, exercise is great. And for some people, to be honest, maybe for some people, just exercising is okay for them because that's their specific way of their metabolism. But for most people, if you're really wanting to be healthy, if you're really wanting to lose weight, you really got to mind what it is that you eat, because you can just lose weight by minding what you eat. Most people won't really lose the weight if they're just exercising and not also taking into account like nutritious foods and stuff that they're eating, because your body does need certain nutrients to do certain things. So you need that. You need to take care of that. You can't just eat fast food and just think that you're going to get the nutrition, sorry, that your body needs to support you well, to
Well,
create, aligned hormones and metabolism and all those things. So that's so important.
yeah, and true that some people, I'm not
Hmm.
pointing fingers, but some people tend to use exercise as an excuse to let them even
Yes.
eat more. You know what I mean? So
Toxic
so
mindset around wellness. Yep.
so when you say diet, maybe some people need to think of diet as mind. Your mind needs to diet where you need to put the right things in, take the negativity out, and
Yep.
learn yourself. Learn yourself. Because true or false, as you lose weight, your leptin levels drop. And when that
Yep.
happens, it's like a starvation signal that goes off in your brain trying to convince you that you're really more hungry. Am I
That's
correct
right.
on that?
You're very correct. Yeah, when we are depriving ourselves from food or trying to like cut all these calories for long periods of time, we as humans have hormones that let us know when it's time for us to eat, have hormones that let us know that we're satisfied. And if we're disconnected from our body and we're trying to force all kind of outside things on our body, we lose connection with those body's cues. And then when that happens, we don't really know what our body needs, which is, what you were just saying, like the leptin and stuff that's trying to tell you this is what I need. So you kind of lose that connection and you silence your body's cues for how you need to support yourself.
Okay, so now someone is knocking themselves in the head, like now what do I do? I know that already that the diet doesn't work. You're telling me that I have to learn to yes, love yourself, put yourself a priority and listen to your body. I would listen to my body and my signals first before I go listening to this television advertisement that says,
That's
"Hey,
right.
you can do this in one pill." I'm like, "No. No. No.
Right.
No." So
That's right.
so so to the queens, I do say that the value of knowing and loving yourself, it will improve your decision making and it'll give you more confidence because we need that and self-esteem to even believe in ourselves and to do what we can for ourselves. So you explain, if you will, what does a woman need to do to mentally learn
Mhm.
to know themselves and to do it the right way.
Yeah. So there's a lot of pieces there. um, Well, first, it's really about finding out your why, right? Like, why do you feel like you want to do what it is that you're doing? Whether that's losing weight, why do you feel like you want to get into an exercise plan? Why do you feel like, you want to get into a nutrition plan? Like, really starting to ask yourself why you're doing the things that you're doing. Because a lot of times we run around here mindlessly making decisions and choices based on outside noise that we're so like unconscious that we're even doing. So really before you're making any decisions about yourself, about what you're going to do, about your wellness, really just slow down for a minute and ask yourself, why am I making this decision? How is this going to support my life? What am I wanting to receive from this? And that kind of opens the door to start allowing you to slow down and get to know yourself a little bit more, get to know why you're making certain decisions. Also, just like finding certain ways to lower your stress level. Like, does that mean you have to go to therapy and start working on certain things, certain emotional patterns that you have going on? Are you mindlessly eating? Are you emotionally eating? Are you putting everything and everyone else before you and not setting boundaries? So now you don't have the time to take better care of yourself. Like really understanding your patterns and your habits and what's been stopping you from leading the life that you want. So it's really like working on that inner emotional world first. So that way, when you're more connected to yourself and you're trusting yourself more, then you can be better able to make decisions on what kind of nutrition you're going to do, what kind of exercise plans you're going to do, what choices are you going to make for yourself, because you're way more connected and aligned with yourself, you're grounded, and now you can make these choices on using these outside tools because it's coming from the inside
That's
out, if
right.
that makes sense, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, smooth.
You had a viewer question from
Yeah.
Kathy. When is more important, my metabolic health, heart health, or mental health?
Ooh.
Mm. Wow.
um
Wow.
they're all so important. But if you want to hear from my true, honest perspective, mental health starts first. Because if you, like what I'm saying right now, if you're not in alignment with your mental health, if you are not emotionally grounded, if you are not conscious of your decisions, it's going to be harder to make the proper choices that you need to make to get your heart health in alignment, to get your metabolism in alignment. Because changing your eating habits, changing your movement patterns, changing patterns in your life in general after you've been doing something for X amount of years is not easy work. So it's really important to make sure that your mind is right and you are grounded enough to be able to start making these choices
I
and be able to
agree.
sustain them for longer periods.
I agree with you on that. And like you say, and knowing yourself, self is a big word, self esteem, self
Right.
confidence, explain why some women, for some women, self awareness is the missing piece to their weight loss journey.
Well, honestly, it can come from childhood. You know what I mean? Some people were just not taught that they have choice. Some people were just not taught that they can use their voice. We're not always taught, like most of us collectively are not taught to trust ourselves. And we're fed so much information, especially now with social media. There's so much great stuff with social media, but there is an information overload right now. So we have been sort of trained in a way to ask everyone else what we need for ourselves rather
Right.
than being taught to give that permission to trust ourselves and to say,
So,
you
what
know
can
what,
somebody do to improve or acquire self awareness? Yes.
self-awareness.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of going back to that, um asking yourself certain questions. It's okay to use outside information and stuff, but make sure you're checking in with yourself as to why you're going to use this outside information. How is this outside information going to support me? Is this something that I believe is going to be right for me? And then as you're using these tools along the way, constantly checking in with yourself, even if that goes with like journaling. So for instance, if you're going to try a diet, let's use this as an example.
Okay.
You're like, I'm going to decide to try this diet right here, right, in this book or whatever. It seems like it's going to be good for me. So while you're on this journey, a good idea would be to constantly kind of journal about your experience every day. Is this diet working for me? Am I feeling like my energy is dragging? Do I hate this diet? Um, is this supporting me or not? Rather than just blindly, mindlessly following things, if you can continuously ask yourself questions and check in with yourself and journal about it, or even like have conversations with someone else about it, it really allows you to get clear on what's happening in the present moment so that way you can choose what works for you and start to know yourself even more and even more. It's about being present and asking yourself questions every single day, moment by moment, about everything that you're doing.
That's funny. Sonya's on here. She says what she knows is that she loves cookies.
I do
And
too.
that's
My
okay
favorite
too. They have
is
cookies that's good for you. I love cookies too. So
yeah.
shout out to you, homegirl. I ain't mad at you. I gotta have my chocolate chip cookies, but there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
Like for someone who's tried diets, they know
Mm-hmm.
that these diets are not working. They know
Mm-hmm.
now that they must try to get their mindset together and their focus together. It's
Right.
something that they can do, not some ad that's filling the void the wrong way, because that void can be done on your own. You have the ability to focus on yourself and how your actions, your thoughts, and your emotions align with everything. So you're good. You're right on that. And that's why you are the founder of Intuitively Fit 360, because you know your
Right.
she's in it.
That's right.
So tell me about Intuitively Fit 360 and the services that you offer.
Yeah, absolutely. So Intuitively Fit 360 coaching is my baby. And what I essentially do in my work is, one, like we were talking before, I help women learn to release weight, learn to gain strength, maintain their energy, but most of all find sustainable ways to continue to follow wellness habits in their life on a day-to-day basis rather than
Mhm.
starting and stopping. How many of us have said, I've tried every diet, I've tried every workout plan, all the things, and I just can't seem to sustain it, or I gain the weight right back. And like I said earlier, a lot of times is because those plans that you're using or those things that you're following are not really made with you, the individual person, in mind. So my work is really strongly based in the belief, like we were talking about before, that in order to sustain wellness practices, you have to know yourself. It's deep self-awareness. So I really work with my clients to help them strengthen their body's cues, really listen to their body's cues, really deepen their self awareness, and listen to their intuition on what's going to work specifically and enjoyably for them. I work both virtually and in person.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I work with clients month to month by a fitness app as well. So they'll get their exercises on there based on who the individual person is. We work on, nutrition. And when I say nutrition, I don't write meal plans. I educate, clients on what healthy nutrition is and help them to learn to listen to their body to understand what they need for them. We do coaching to work on their mindset, to work on, their habits and what they're needing for themselves and helping them to understand that. And, the gist of the program is just to help the client learn little tools and stuff to trust themselves and to get curious about exercise and wellness and to help them learn to develop plans that are going to work for who they are.
Ooh, girl, you got your hands full. That is a lot. No, seriously, that is a lot that you offer and a lot of passion behind that to help someone. Every individual is not the same, and you take the time to work with them or work a program out with each individual. You ever had one that you was like, wow, girl, I don't know?
Yeah, sometimes some people are just not ready to go there. They still are really stuck in that mindset of like, I just want you to give me some exercises for the next 6 months and I'm going to be skinny. And it's like, well, that didn't work for you for the past X amount of years. So I'm here to show you a different way. And some people, that's okay. Some people are just not willing to go deeper, right? And to really do the inner work.
Or I say reprogram. Some people just not, ready or to go with that reprogramming. That's when they really need to dig into themselves, because that's telling you right now you're so strung out, let me just say, on that method, when there's such another method that you can take control of. That's the point. They're having control. You can control that all. I mean, so what does it mean to be intuitively fit?
To be intuitively fit is to know yourself and to trust yourself. See? And yes, right. It's straight up. It's just like, it's to know yourself and to trust yourself and to give yourself that permission to ask what you need before you take other people's advice and make it, fact for you.
Right.
So really knowing yourself and using that to lead your way to health.
That is so great. So if I came to you and I'm like, I'm trying to think of a good scenario because I'm just perfect. I'm just being serious. But I'm trying to think of something, like if someone stop smooth. I am so much of something. I don't know. But listen, if someone who really is used to, like you say, the person don't want to do that, they just want the exercise and think the exercise is just going to work. How do you change someone's mindset, though? I mean, how hard can that be? It has to be, mindset, reprogram, whichever word you want to use. But how is it that you can motivate someone to see the picture that you can control your own self? That it's your mindset.
It's not easy. And, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can't change someone's mind. Sometimes people are very much set in their ways. We live in a culture where we are trained to want to do everything quick fixes. You got Amazon, you got people delivering groceries to your door. So a lot of the world now is thriving on the quick fix. So when you're telling them, the honest truth is if you really want to take care of your health, it's going to be a longer journey. It's not going to be as cute and pretty. So it's going to take time. Some people close the blinders and they don't want to hear that. In order to really sustain wellness for the long term, there has to be some sort of inner motivation. Like it has to want to come from you to actually keep up with it, because it's not easy work, if I'm being completely honest. So what I can do is, educate the client first on, my ideas around this, my perspective, what I've seen on both ends. And I can ask them questions to help them, get really curious about themselves and get more clear on what it is that they really want. Mm-hmm. And from just opening up that curiosity of what they need and where they are, and then also, adding in that knowledge and that information there, we kind of go into that melding pot and see, where are you? Like, do you really want this? Are you really ready for this? And if you are, I'm ready to hold your hand and walk you through. And some people are into it and some people fall back, and some people are into it and some people fall back. Everyone is on completely different journeys. So the best that I can do is meet people where they are, hold their hand, lead the way. But at the end of the day, you really have to be ready and want it for yourself to make a deep, deep, lasting change in your life.
It takes that effort. Yes. Mm-hmm. Were you saying something?
Oh, I was going to ask you, how do you help people seek a realistic vision for themselves? This is what I mean by that. Mm-hmm. As a little boy, I may grow up and want to be a professional football player, baseball player. Reality check, probably never going to freaking happen, right? And women, may grow. I want to be a supermodel. I want to be on the front of Vogue magazine. Reality check probably ain't gonna freaking happen. Although, now reality is you could probably be pretty good at it if you tried, if you pursued it. You may not be perfect, but you're going to be happy.
And
How do you know what I'm trying to say? Some people, I want to look like this person on TV. That's ain't never going to freaking happen. You're 350, 400 pounds. You're past all that, although we can get you back to being a healthy individual that's going to have a good life. How do you do that to people?
Yeah. Well, for me, it's, a big piece of my work is honesty and integrity and just being straight up and clear with people. And also trying to open people's mind up to the fact that genetically we are all completely different. So if you're wanting to look like that woman that's on the TV right here, for one, that woman on the TV most likely doesn't look like that in the first place because we have lighting, we have filters, and as a celebrity, you live a completely different life. You have people that can help you at the drop of a dime. Your job is to look a certain way, and very much so. There's also surgery. There's like a ton of things there, and I'm not gonna try to knock someone to say people are not doing the work, but
go ahead, knock it. Come on, because it's real. I mean, let's keep it real. They're spending all this money to falsely get all this done. I saw this one picture of this woman who wants to look like Barbie. I'm sure you've seen it. She had 1 million plastic surgeries done. She has to be sad and unhappy inside when you really look at the picture, because this whole fakeness isn't even you. Lost who you are. And so, if that person wants to be like a supermodel, think of yourself as that supermodel and some. I'm like,
see, we
I
go
don't
back
care.
to mental.
That's right.
And we circle 360 back to where we began. Mental begins it all.
Honey,
Your
that's why
mental
I
health,
say
your mental
Queen Silvy.
well-being.
Come on now. We all are queens. We all are queens. You have to think of yourself, put yourself there. I mean, just because I turn on the TV and seen Queen, whatever her name is, Anne. I mean, come on.
Right.
And so I'm glad that you are there. I'm glad that you are there to help us women, because women needs that pickup. We need to gain that self-esteem and our mindset, because listen, sometimes we have other outside influences, and not just a TV, not just a magazine. It could be your man. It could be your boo. It could be somebody else who's breaking your self-esteem down, keeping you from gaining that strength and being healthy and happy. So I mean, like, what are some things that women can do to incorporate holistic health principles in their daily life? Because I think holistic is very important. It's important what you put in your body.
Yeah, it's important what you put in your body. So for one, if we're talking about nutrition, it's learning how to eat more natural whole foods. And, I don't like to say don't do this or deprive or anything like that, but eating more natural whole foods more of the time rather than processed foods and things in boxes.
Sugar.
And stuff like that. Yep. Sugar. Another piece is, movement, daily movement. It doesn't have to look like, like some intense weight training thing that you might see online or you did in the past and you hate. Can you go for a walk more often? Can you breathe more often? Breathing, taking time to relieve your stress. Can you just take 5 minutes in the day to just sit down somewhere quietly and breathe? 5 minutes in a day can be literally healing for someone.
Right.
Sometimes
On
meditation, we need to sit down for an hour and meditate, and that's not for everyone. Maybe your meditation is just going for a quiet walk, no AirPods, no nothing, and just breathing and looking at the trees and stuff, just allowing that stress level to lower. Can you get to bed earlier? How are you setting boundaries with people in your life? Are you doing everything for everyone else where you don't have anything left for yourself? Are you filling your cup on a regular basis?
That's where that energy goes.
Holistic health means looking at your whole life and knowing that whole circle is going to interact with the one thing. So if you're not setting boundaries in your life, you're probably not taking time to focus on your nutrition. You're probably not taking time to do all the other pieces. One thing ties into the other. So it's just looking at everything in your life and looking for the imbalances and finding ways to pull back, slow down, put yourself first, and try to even out those balances a little bit more. It's a life journey. One time you're going to be strong in this area, one time you're going to be stronger in this area, but it's just constantly checking in with yourself throughout the cycle of life and finding ways to put yourself first whenever you can.
That is so true. That is true as an individual And that is true as if you're in a marriage or something, because
Hmm.
you have to have your own space. You have to know when you have to take that time to grasp up yourself. You offer on your website, and tell me about it, the free mindful eating guide that's available.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, so you can go to my website and click the link. There's a mindful eating guide there. It's a PDF that just kind of walks you through what mindful eating is. And mindful eating is one, a way to learn to connect with your body. And that's just about like slowing down and being with your food. Because a lot of times we're sitting at our desk doing work eating, we're at the TV eating, we're like walking to our cars eating and stuff like that. And so for one, when we are not just like in that slow resting, digesting place, we are not allowing our body to digest our food well. We're not connecting and learning to slow down and listen to when our body's saying that we're hungry and saying that we're full. So that way we end up sometimes overeating on our plate because we didn't really listen in. Sometimes if you slow down, you can even detect what foods feel good for you and boost your energy and what foods actually like make you feel more sluggish. You know, sometimes you eat a big bowl of pasta and then you can't
Yeah.
go anywhere after that. You know, or even sometimes certain foods give you digestive issues.
Yeah.
So really slowing down and listening in, you can really start to create a relationship with your body and create a relationship with food and the nourishment that food is going to give you or not.
That's
And
right.
another good thing that it does for you, mindful eating, is that it kind of forces you to take some time for yourself. Because like I said before, a lot of times people are just like, I just need to get this work done, so I'm just going to sit here and eat, you know, or you're giving everything else your attention. When you practice mindful eating, you set the intention to step away from the computer, the TV, to sit nicely at the table and to just slowly enjoy and eat your food. So that right there is a meditative practice. It's a few
Yes.
minutes for you to connect with you in the present moment and get out of the way. So there's so many really great things about mindful eating that you can receive. And you don't have to do that with every single meal. Even a couple meals can really just help you
And
shift
make a difference.
your
It will
life.
make a difference.
I
That's
got
right.
one more question.
Yes, right. Yes.
Now, do you believe that it's correct to have a routine, a breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a set way that you eat, certain time that you eat? Or do you believe that you should probably maybe listen to your body and it says, hey, I need to eat, and it may be once a day, it may be twice a day, it may. How do you
It,
approach that?
it's different for everyone, to be honest. It's different for everyone because everyone's bodies have different needs. Everyone's like sugar level and stuff have different needs and things like that. Um, I I like the idea of having like your breakfast and your lunch and your dinner, making sure that you're feeling good and you're not your energy is not crashing. Because sometimes some people skip breakfast and they notice at like 2 p.m. while they're at work, their energy crashes. So having like a good breakfast in the morning, you know, can help support some people with boosting their energy. I do like the idea of following your circadian rhythm when it comes around food. So what I mean by that is like when the sun starts going down and when the sun comes up, your body is in alignment with that. Like we're all in alignment with everything, right? So when the sun starts to go down, your body detects that. And it's kind of like, all right, now is my time to digest. Now is my time to heal my cells. Now is the time to like take care of myself from all the damage I've done to myself during the day. And so if you can kind of allow yourself to kind of stop eating and follow your circadian rhythm when the sun goes down, that'll probably be around 8 o'clock for people, and then just kind of not eating at night and then start eating again during the morning when you wake up rather than late night snacking and stuff, you actually like support your body and you kind of work with your body in order to like repair and take care of you and fix your cells and your metabolism and all that stuff. So I kind of like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a form of intermittent fasting, if you will. There's a lot of extremes to intermittent fasting, but I do like the circadian rhythm because it's one thing staying, it's kind of like your body's cues and staying in alignment with
Mm-hmm.
the universal energy and with your own body. So I do like that. Again, it comes back to the individual person and checking in with yourself and knowing what you need for your own sugar level and blood sugar level and all that kind of stuff, food wise. I know that's not like a clear answer, but everyone's different. It comes back to that.
I also want to mention that you do Pilates and stretch classes. I've seen some of the pictures and videos. That is so motivating and inspiring what you do. You're originally, by the way, am I correct, from New York? So you're in California new. So I bet you are absolutely loving it with
Oh
the
my
weather
gosh.
and everything and doing that. So is this something regular that you do?
So the Pilates classes I was doing every Saturday here in Sherman Oaks. It was such a great way to like meet new people here in Los Angeles. I met so many great women, and we had such a good time. We do meditation, and then we do, the workout and stuff like that. So I stopped for the summer because it does get a little hot out here, and we were doing it in the park, and nobody wants to work out in 100-degree weather.
Right.
But I will most likely start up, I think, in the studio for the fall. Probably do like 1 or 2 classes a week, the same kind
And
of
you
vibe.
post that on your website and all of your social media sites.
All my socials, it'll be there.
So listen, one way that women, when you're stressful and you're at work and got a lot on your mind, this is one thing that you can do to help give you some energy. It'll help give you some self-esteem because you're doing something in the process, and that's your 10-minute stretches that you do in the office, right?
Yep.
Tell me about that, and then you're going to show something.
That's right.
Okay.
So one holistic approach, if you will, is checking in with yourself during your workday. Like, how many times are you sitting at your desk for 8, sometimes 10 hours, just here, even eating your food at the desk, like I was saying before, rounded shoulders, hands like this, typing.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Tightening your chest, loosening your back and your neck muscles. Over time, that eventually starts to create misalignment in the body, pain in the back, pain in the shoulders and the neck, and all these things. And also, when you're just sitting at a desk for hours, your energy is dropping. You're losing your clarity and your connection. And so it's hard for you to still be creative. So what I like to suggest to women is that, or to everyone, is that every hour, take a 5 to 10 minute break to walk around, to breathe, to close your eyes, to move your body, to stretch, so that you can revive that energy, stay energetic, stay clear, and you're also moving and taking care of your body. So one way that you can do that is just stretching at your desk just for a few minutes. And it's a great break to boost your energy again, get the blood flowing and feeling good.
Well, Smooth and myself, I don't know if you know, we are championship seat dancers. So that's how I do mine. I just sit in the seat and pretend like I'm twerking.
There you go.
I'm like popping it, baby. Poo, poo. I did a little workout, a little stretch, but it is beneficial. I mean, when you're at work, there is things, and even when you're at home, there's things and ways for people. Maybe someone's mobility isn't accessible to go out to the gym or to do, but there are still things that you can do. You guys really need to check out her website. You really need to go and get yourself involved with Intuitively Fit 360. In fact, you will take questions. If someone has a question right now pertaining to this, you are there for them, I'm sure. Tell everyone how you can be followed on social media.
Yes, absolutely. So if you are on Instagram, you can follow me at @IAM_intuitively fit. You can also go to my website, which is www.intuitivelyfit360.com. And from there, if you scroll down to the bottom, you can find my LinkedIn and other social pages. And you can also shoot me a message from there in the contact section if you want to get to know me or chat or talk about what you're going on with your wellness. I am happy to connect with you. I actually offer free 30-minute consultations, just to get to know each other and vibe and see if, maybe my work can support you. So
that's
come
awesome.
check me out.
That is so awesome. I appreciate you taking the time and coming here Did you eat breakfast before the show, by the way?
I had coffee and I had a little teeny tiny thing. I
was going to ask you, what kind of things do you eat so that I can see if I'm on the right track on that. But listen, I really appreciate you being on the show. I'm going to call this like a part 1 because I'm sure there's more in store that we'd love to have you enlighten on. And actually, is there anything that you wanted to add? Did I get you good on this one, or is there anything you want to add?
You got me really good. My advice is just to really just give yourself that permission to trust yourself. Really give yourself that permission to slow down and to get to know you more, deepen your relationship to who you are. And that is the starting point to creating a life of abundance that you want and deserve. Just know yourself.
That's right. And it is so important. Boy, you can walk with such confidence and shine, knowing that you know yourself and that other diet that didn't work. Why? Because I didn't know myself. And now I know myself. I know what I want. I know what I want to eat. You know what I'm saying? Stepping high is like, that's what's up.
You know what? Yeah,
that is what's up.
As long as you maintain, I have not changed my body weight since I was a sophomore in high school.
Hey.
I'm the same weight I have been since then. I changed, fluctuated. Obviously, we all do in life.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah.
Yeah, you're just one of
same
those
exact
lucky,
size.
fortunate ones, right? And some people's like, yeah, smooth, but I have a problem. But that problem is within you. I'm
It
telling you,
is
it
within
just
you.
take you to
You know, when
look
I gained
inside
weight,
of
there was a
yourself.
reason I gained weight. I mean, let's keep all this real. And usually it's, oh, I may have been, sad or depressed or something that was happening in my life. Bloom, so I put on 40, 50 pounds. Well, if you realize that and you know why, she said it earlier, you address that, boom, there's one of the keys to losing freaking weight.
Okay, so Carmen, you know yourself, right? You know yourself. You know what you want, what you don't want. You got it going on. You're motivating and helping everybody else. So what's your favorite go-to snack?
Oh, if I'm being honest with you, it's cookies, like our friend said earlier.
Girl, you got it. I am not even kidding you. Cookies is my thing too. I mean, I got a treadmill, so I just go in there and how many cookies did you eat? That's how much you got to work it on that treadmill. But see, and I said that some people do that. They'll exercise just so they can eat certain things. And well, I guess I fall into that one.
If it works out, it works out, right?
Yeah.
The problem with that, though, is that when you practice depriving yourself of food, like, I can't have this thing, then you end up binging later on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if you deprive more than enough,
right,
then when you have that little window to have something, you're going to binge. So when I have a craving for something, I'll get a little bite. I might not fill my house with stuff, but if I want like a little bite of something, I will walk to the Whole Foods. I will get a cookie in one of those like little cookie things. I will eat my cookie and I've satisfied my craving and I'm good. And I actually walk there and back to get it. So I might not have it in my house all the time, but if I want something, I'm gonna allow myself to have it because
See,
if I
know
don't,
where it's
when I
at.
get out there, I'm gonna binge. Right.
Mm-hmm. That's
not healthy.
That's
and
funny.
that's good to be truthful to yourself as well. Right. You know what I mean? Right. This is our body. This is all that we have, and you need to learn to love it. But at the same time, you need to learn to be mindful, be mindset on what's right, what's wrong, and what works for you. And if you don't know and you're stuck and you can't figure it out, listen, have a conversation with Carmen Miranda of Intuitively Fit 360. She is there for you. It doesn't matter where you are. She is able. Today's technology make it accessible that she can be right there with you and go through this process. You have to want to make change. You have to want to be better, feel better, have that energy because, sometimes they get that energy. What is that drink? That little energy drink.
Or like Red Bull or something.
Red Bull and Jolt.
Yeah,
and
like the
stuff.
Red Bulls and things like that. And, I tell people that is just a temporary fix. Because when that's done, you're like down. You're like, oh my God. I'm like.
That's just like a big sugar caffeine fix.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I can't. I don't do that there. So cookies is your snack to go to. What's a good, healthy type of dinner that Carmen Miranda likes?
A good, healthy type of dinner. Honestly, a veggie, a protein, and a carb. Like I always have like a veggie on the side and like nice lean protein. Fish, chicken, even sometimes a red meat. I'll do like red meat like once or twice a month, not too much, but it's good to get that iron if it's good for you. And a nice carb. I won't fill my whole plate with a big giant carb, but I also don't think that you're allowed to. I also don't think that it's good to deprive yourself of carbs free because your body uses carbs to like support you, But how can you do a better carb? Like, can you do like a sweet potatoes or like a quinoa? I love rice. I do rice. I love
white rice or brown rice.
Potatoes.
What type of rice?
Purple.
I do
They got
both.
that.
I do both. For people, I feel like for people that have like metabolic issues, like sugar issues, diabetes, and stuff like that, white rice converts into a lot of sugar later on. So if that's you, then maybe brown rice could be for you. Maybe like brown whole wheat.
Well, that's the same thing as bread. Bread is like sugar.
Right.
You think, I just want bread. No, it's the type and what you eat
Right.
that matters. And that we learned
Obviously
that there.
is, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, there you have
I
it,
don't
Carmen.
deprive myself. I just try to make healthier choices.
Right. Well, see, and I like that. You know what you like, what you do, and what you are all about. Intuitively Fit 360, making a difference for everyone. I'm digging on that there, on the real. I downloaded the 10 minutes exercise, and I gave it a try, too. And that's why I shared it out this morning to a lot of women that I know are in the office. It's important. It's a little bit of everything. And they sit there, instead of taking that time and playing a game on your phone or shopping network on your phone, you can be sitting there doing something to benefit yourself. There you have it. Hey, tell everybody one more time how you can be followed on social media.
Yes, absolutely. You can find me at IAM_intuitively fit on Instagram, or you can go to my website at www.intuitivelyfit360.com. And once you're there, you can learn more about me. You can scroll to the bottom and have a couple more social links there. And you can go to the contact page and shoot me a message. And from there, we can set up a call. You can ask me any questions. We can learn more about each other. I am open to and happy to connect with and learn more about all of you.
Hey, I appreciate it. I look forward to having you back again to enlighten me. You've brightened my terrific Tuesday, and I hope that you are comfortable with smooth and right. We can be crazy sometimes. Sometimes we can just
have a good time.
We can be a little bit overboard silly, but we are keeping it real because that's just, you have to accept me for me, right? And I have to accept you for you. And I really appreciate you taking the time and being here on the show today. I will post out some information as well for everyone to get connected with you. And until the next time, my friend.
That's right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You have a good day.
So much fun. Bye.
Hey, let's check out this commercial break. And when we come back, Smooth has a little something he want to tell you, right, Smooth?
I do?
Yeah, you do. He does. Believe me, he does.
Okay. We're all over.
Yeah, let's check out this advertisement here. Join me every Tuesday for fun and games and play for cash. That's right. Sylvia Mid, the fun word guessing game is back and you can come aboard and play. It's simple. Just email us your name and contact information and you are in there, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a terrific Tuesday. I feel like right now going and eat a cookie and then get on the treadmill. I don't know.
I like my cookies. No, actually, no. I really am a cookie fan, but I love oatmeal raisin cookies. I think they're healthy for you. If my I don't
I like
remember
all cookies.
what was that term she used?
Chocolate chip is my thing.
Yeah, but I can get up in the morning and my body says, you know what, you need like a little quick snack, and it may be one of the cereal.
Get that little energy going.
Yeah, a little energy going, and I love oatmeal
cup of tea does
cookies.
the job for me in the morning. I have to have my tea, and that's all I had was a cup of tea. No food fasting right now, but I'll smash in a little bit. But you know what? You need to intuitively fit 360. I will. I'm going to smash.
Smash.
When I smash, I'll
Silvy, smash.
Where's my audience? I am so magical. Audience. They smash too. That's what's up. Hey, Intuitively Fit 360. Carmen Miranda. Follow her Instagram, Facebook. I'm sure she is everywhere. Googleable indeed. Making a difference worldwide. Go and get yourself connected. Ask any questions that you need. She has no shame in her game, boo. She only wants to make a difference for you in a positive way. Smooth, you had something you wanted to share.
Oh, tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time for Larry E. and myself on Tim's Tidbits.
That's right.
Or we'll be discussing some stuff going on around the world. Looking at me like that.
You just make my eye twinkle. Did you see that?
Yep. So, yeah. Actually, I may be talking about the death of the Dead Sea.
You know what? No matter what it is, Smooth
But
Tim.
in any regards, I'm not done.
Okay.
Thursday, then we have the Now You Know show, which that is when we have a whole bunch of people that would like to be in the podcast business, submit their different variations of what they're going to be talking about in content, and we put it all together, and we say, now you know.
Boo. Say boo. Yes, the Now You Know show.
It's a hodgepodge of all kinds of interesting topics.
It's fantastic.
From all around the world. It's fantastic. It really is.
Encouraging, inspirational, and even funny segments from people from all around the world. Just as Smooth said, you're in for a treat tomorrow.
It's fun. It's
Tim's
crazy.
Tidbits.
It's insane.
It's insane.
Silvy smash.
Silvy. Oh, you still stuck on that. Okay, well, I'm going to show you how Silvy smashed it very soon. I do want to give some shout outs because I have not forgotten all of my good friends from around the world. Queen Jenna, Queen Ashley, Queen Follette Clark, and Queen Kenneth Rouse. Shout out to you. To Helen Myers, Peace Myers, Corey and Casey Patinio, Joan Mercer.
Smash.
Shout out to you. Queen Aaliyah, Asia, Tay, Maya, Camille, shout out to you. And by all means, my grandson, my Poo Omori, as well as Jonathan Jr. and Tyron, shout out to you. To LP, Cynthia, Queen Sonia, Kaki, Shanika, Brianna, Alana, and Precious, shout out to you. To Kelly and Ryan and the All-American Boys, Matt and Tracy and the All-American Girls, shout out to you. To Patricia Wilhelm, Pam Anderson, C. Shorty Franklin, Gold Rosa, oh, Donna Ferry and Pam Bailey, shout out to you. From Africa, Amy Kanima and Websterito, Hostile Flow. From Johannesburg, West Africa, shout out to you. To Pinky Harmon, Sassy Savage, shout out to you. DJ Team Broke 100, Smooth.
Yes,
Nothing. To my queens in United Kingdom, Nicola Jones, Bethany Jones, and Kay Cross, shout out to you. To Lorenzo Gabaniza, James and Audrey, Serious Edition, Nanda Lena Hartley, shout out to you. From the Netherlands, Edith Verhoek, shout out to you. Queen D. Brown, Melody Gore Dobbs, Miguel Montibon, Hero Boy, Angela Baker, and my good friend Joe Mass, shout out to you. Hey, 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 hey. If you'd love to be shouted out, we'd love to represent and have you on as well. We represent you or someone you feel to be represented by simply sending us the name, contact information to Queen Silvy at comic.com, the website, thequeensylvyshow.com, or wherever you're viewing or listening to this, Smooth Tim with his silly self.
I'm not.
We'll get that out to you.
You got anything on tape?
Yes, I do. Actually.
Oh.
Yes, I do, in fact. So listen,
now
it's
you
been
know.
great. Tune in tomorrow, like Smooth said, for Tim's Tidbits with special co-host Larry E. from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas area. Great show, a little political. It is so impactful. You're going to have to. I always have something to say about
Always
that
get you
stuff.
wired
oh,
up.
man, I'm
Yep.
ready to go and shoot somebody, but that's
No,
a
we're not gonna
whole
talk
nother
about
thing.
That much tomorrow. Like I said, a little bit about the what bothers me. Yeah, is the a little bit about the Great Lakes, a little bit about the Dead Sea. There's issues all over the place with water, and
The shortage of water and just not cool
it's
water.
not cool. So anyhow, tune in. We'll talk about a bunch of different things on that regard.
Hey, that's 6
And,
p.m. Central
Standard
Standard Time.
Kind of hard to live without water, folks. Maybe
That's
that's
true.
why they want to go to the moon, go to the South Pole of the moon, because
I didn't
there's
see
an
no
ice
water
cap.
in the moon.
Yeah,
They have a lot
On
of
the
water.
on the South Pole. So that's the idea of this mission to the moon.
Well, they go on head
is
on.
to get there first so that you can get to the South Pole where there's possibly ice so that they have a water source.
Now, you go ahead on. Let me know what that be about. But I'm going to be right down here waiting on you. Hear me?
Yeah, keep up with why they're spending billions all for.
Well, it's going to be interesting. And I mean, mark it
H2O.
down, spread the word. But do tune in tomorrow evening, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. No. 6
That's it.
p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do check your time zones, but do tune in as well as Thursdays for the Now You Know show
Just
with
tune in,
Queen
damn it.
Sylvie and Smooth Tim. Yes. So it's now time for me to do what, Tim?
What?
Smash, smash,
Silvy
smash. So with that said,
We're out of here.
Mhm.
You want a song going out here?
now you can tell people how we can be followed. How about that?
Tell people how we can be followed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those. But the easiest way to do is to Google The Queen Silvy Show. Find your favorite platform and follow us that way.
All right. Hey.
So I guess until next week, same Queen time, same Queen station. We'll